Friday night is with Emma. Which, sorry, we're just still getting organised. Went to fireworks tonight, so it's all a bit lastminute.com. We'll give you a little minute to join. Give us a little thumbs up, little heart, let us know you're here. Mike is on camera. Link is in his usual spot. You might see the worst end of him at some point. Let's see, what am I doing here? Ellaline.
You're Sarah?
Hey Sarah. Cheers. Cheers. Oh, did you do fireworks tonight, Sarah?
Sonia?
Hi, Sonia. Link! Knock it off.
Melinda?
Hi, Melinda.
Belinda?
Oh, Belinda, sorry.
Barbara?
Hi, Barbara.
Judy?
Hi, Judy.
Diana?
Hi, Diana.
Lorna?
Hi, Lorna.
Judith?
Hi, Judith.
Cheryl?
Hi, Cheryl.
Margaret?
Hi, Margaret.
Diana?
Hi, Diana.
Catherine?
Hi, Catherine.
Mandy?
Hi, Mandy. Link. Behave.
Karen?
Hi, Karen.
Christine?
Hi, Christine.
Terry?
Hi, Terry.
Karen?
Hi, Karen.
Joanne and Mum Maureen?
Hi, Joe. Hi, Mum Maureen.
Your Sarah says, going tomorrow.
Oh.
We can't because of the dog. She's
Oh,
shaking,
yeah.
bless her.
Oh.
Anishka dog sitting.
Okay. Link.
Carol.
Behave.
Lorraine.
Hi,
Carol.
Hi, Lorraine. Let's see what
Susan.
Hi, Susan.
Lorraine from a very cold Kent coast.
Ooh. Actually, maybe I'll do that.
And Christine is from a very noisy Glasgow.
Oh, I imagine, yes. Lots of noisy, lots of echoey fireworks there.
Karen says, hope we are well. Lots of money going up in smoke here tonight. Bentley, I missed it because your phone is
being weird.
Yep.
Gotcha. Link.
Claudia, Diamond.
Behave.
Claudia says it's cold in Surrey.
Yeah, well, it wasn't as cold tonight as it has been for fireworks night we've had here. We went to fireworks night.
Anne is watching.
They do it nice and early. Hi, Anne. Here at North Leffingham, and it's nice because we can just walk down, literally 2-minute walk, and we're there, and then we're home.
Sonia says, what are you making? It looks really interesting.
Well, I'm sort of redoing. Sorry, I've got a bit of protein in my wine. And it's still alive. Not anymore. Yummy. So, after I did the bits last week, I decided that I wasn't happy with it, so I'm redoing it slightly differently.
Lorraine says her 17-year-old Jack Russell is deaf now, bless her, so she has slept through.
Oh.
Diana is watching.
Yeah, Link is not bothered. Link wasn't bothered at all. So I am redoing this. Yeah, that's gonna go. No, that's gonna go. Cats and closed doors. He was sleeping. Come on, go, 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 go.
No, just.
And then he'll moan to come back in. I know. It's the rigmarole.
Carol says firework bombs going off and her dog's hiding under her legs.
Yeah.
Poor baby.
Well, we had a bit of drama tonight with Mum's dog. One of them got lost, and it was all panic stations at about 5 o'clock because the dog hadn't got lost on the walk and hadn't come back. But all good, all was good. She was found before the fireworks went off. Somebody had taken her in. Somebody nice had taken her in, thankfully, and she hadn't gotten hit on the road. So that was all lucky. So that was our drama for tonight. But before I show you what I'm doing here, I'll show you what came in this week, which is exciting. It's on the website now. So I've been waiting for these for quite a while. They were ordered a long time ago. But they are, I don't know if you remember from last year, that I did the rainbow.
Karen says considering Bentley, her dog, is a gun dog, wouldn't think he'd be bothered, but he is.
He is. Oh, bless him.
Mandy is watching.
Oh, last year, sorry, during lockdown, I did a rainbow strip quilt. So, kind of a sew-along. And so I have got the same, well, it's basically a jelly roll, but it's not Moda, so you can't really call it a jelly roll. It's a roll-up of rainbow fabric.
Hannah Laura is watching.
Oh, hi, Lorcan. Now, I've literally only got 5 of these. So if you want one, be quick. But these, if you have one of these roll-ups, and...
Was that 5 including that one, or is it 4?
It's 5 including this one.
Oh.
Excluding this one, rather. I thought I'd show you. So, one roll-up, probably 2 meters will do you for the borders and the sashing in the middle, and that will probably do you for binding as well.
Anne is watching.
I think I did...
Lorraine says she loves them.
Oh. Yeah, Link. Come on. Come on then.
Just leave it, it's fine. Just leave it. You figure it out.
I think I did pewter when I did mine. I did the Dashwood twist. This is the steel. This is the steel, the new one that I just got in. And I think that will work really nice. See now? You're a pain, Link. 2 meters of this, or a grey. Or it doesn't have to be grey, but I think grey works really well.
Sandy is watching.
Plus a roll up. I think I used them all the colours, but on the listing there is literally a picture of every single colour. Some of them you get a duplicate, but that's okay because I think
Claudia says we need a cat flap in the door.
That's
Jackie
true.
is watching.
We do. Hi, Jackie. So these are all the ones. You can use them in this order. I think I mixed mine up a little bit, but I did use the duplicates as well.
Judith says her spaniel is fast asleep listening to classic FM, especially for pets tonight and tomorrow from 6 to 10.
Is Bill Turnbull doing it? That's a nice bright one, isn't it?
And Catherine says, yay, Link has arrived to greet his fans.
Yes. He is perching. Oh, no, he's down. So I really like these. So have a look on YouTube or on the Facebook page. It was a strippy rainbow quilt that I did, and there is another one in my future at some point. It was really quick to do, I have to admit. Oh, I love these pinks as well.
Karen says, can you post a picture of the quilt you made? Can't remember your rainbow so long.
Yeah, I'll have to dig one out.
And Joanne also asks, sorry I got distracted, what project did you use the roll up for?
It was for the rainbow, strippy rainbow quilt. If you go on my YouTube channel, or if you go onto Facebook or on Instagram, if you're on the Instagram and find my account, you should be able to go onto my account and look through all of the pictures that have been posted in the past. It would have been probably sort of this time last year, maybe, I want to say.
Sharon is watching.
Or maybe a little bit earlier than that. But yeah, so those are all, there's 5 available. So if you want one, be quick, because once they're gone, they're gone. So 1 roll up and 2 meters of a grey, and that will make you that.
Judith says it's Charlotte Hawkins Classic FM.
Oh, okay. Yeah, because I think Bill's taking a break again, isn't he?
Diana says our 2 springers are shivering and shaking and not happy.
Yeah.
I have put Classic FM on for them, but no change.
No change. Okay, so more bitty now. So what I'm going to do for this one, going back to my Halloween one, and Karen, your fabric is on the way, and they are going to be lush. So I'm going to change it up a little bit. I'm going to do the border.
Sue is watching.
And a separate one for the stars. Hi, Susan. So let me do this one quick. I'm going to do the denim. This is the denim. Yes, on the light squares, and the cadet blue on the darker ones as the border. And then I'm going to add a grey, the steel grey in between. And I'm still going to do wonky stars, but I'm going to do them differently to how I did them last week, because I wasn't happy with how they came out last week. Oh, and did everybody have a good Halloween? Oh, it's just a bit long. Did they have a good Halloween? Because it's been Halloween since then, hasn't it? I just gave the last of our Halloween sweets away today, so we will stop eating them.
Claudia says, was that the one you cut in half and turned around so both sides ran opposite?
Yes, that's exactly the one. That's the strippy quilt. Yep. So I sewed all of the strips together to make a rainbow. I think I did mix and match some of the colours a little bit. And then I cut two wide strips off the end and then flipped one around. But you don't have to flip one around. You can leave them, go in the same direction, and then have the grey sashing in between.
Diamond says, Ralphie was shouting at the odds at every firework for a while earlier, but has given up because he's worked out they aren't listening to him.
Oh, bless him.
Joanne's put the link to
thank you, Joanne.
the wallet. Claudia says, great Halloween with the grandkids.
Oh, good.
And Geraldine said, I had a fabulous Halloween.
Good. Yeah, we had a good one. I'm surprised our kids stopped coming quite early. Who's coming? Who's watching?
Viv.
Oh, hi, Viv.
And Karen said, spent 4 days in the marquee at Craft Fair for Halloween in gale force winds and torrential rain.
Yes. You looked stunning though.
But I got to wear my Morticia outfit, so all was good.
It looked gorgeous. Gorgeous. I'm going to
Christina's watching. Good evening. Sorry I'm late joining this evening, but the fireworks have just finished.
Oh, okay.
And we have a front row view from our sitting room window.
Oh, nice.
But it's still a little noise with the children.
Yeah.
And their families.
Oh, let me move this out of the way because I'm going to need the iron. Where is this? Yeah, we I don't know. The fireworks were done by the time we came home, so I'm not sure whether we can actually hear them from here. Probably a little bit.
Yeah, we would be able to hear them. It's not that far.
We can't quite see them from our house, though, so.
Came from the upstairs.
Oh, I suppose we could have. Yeah, maybe. In the front bedroom.
Claudia says, I have one all sewn up and have cut a bit to insert when I cut it.
The jelly roll, the roller?
And Joanne says, the quilt is on your Instagram feed from July 2020.
Oh, thank you.
My, how time flies.
Perfect, yes. So we would have still been proper lockdown. Yeah, I was still on furlough then. thank you. Yeah, thank you for that. So that's the quilts. That's, well, haven't been waiting for them since then, but almost. So now I'm going to put one somewhere on either side. Yeah, I do like this blue. This is a new blue. So these actually, all these three colours, the denim, the cadet and the steel, are all new colours of twist.
And Julie's watching from Airedale Hospital. Finally have my new hip after a long, long wait.
Yeah, well, congratulations. Oh, hope. Wishing you a speedy recovery. Or good recovery. Don't overdo it too soon though. Although my neighbour, old neighbour, previous neighbour, she had her hip replaced, and within 2 weeks she was down. This was back when we had proper fires. Changing the, getting the ashes out of the fire, and or the Rayburn as it was back in the day.
Them were days.
Yeah, that was Beryl. You couldn't keep her down.
No, you cannot.
Yeah, do wishing you a good recovery for sure.
Joanne has also kindly put Dashwood Twist Colors link on.
Oh, thank you. So I basically decided that these panels needed a good frame around them, as well as the wonky stars. I'm still going to do the wonky stars, but
Fiona is watching.
They needed a nice, hi Fiona, a nice frame to really show them off of a colour. Go. Somewhere should be another. There we go. So I'm going to do the denim blue around the light squares. There's 4 light squares, and there are 4 dark squares, which I'm going to use the cadet blue around. But because I'm going to do a 9 by 9, I have cut a square, or a rectangle rather, which is the same size as my panels, from the border print.
Christine says, hello Emma, I've seen you so often on Sewing Street, so glad you mentioned your company name, or I would never have found these sessions.
Oh,
thank you.
Bless you, thank you. Yeah, Sewing Street, again, I'll be doing Sewing Street 2 weeks from Sunday. And I've been working on some really lush flannel, which...
You can't be. Two weeks from Sunday is Thanksgiving.
No, it's not. 3 weeks from Sunday is Thanksgiving. It's only the 5th today. 2 weeks is 14 days.
Right. Joanne has put the link to the full moon.
Oh, thank you. Thank you, thank you. Yes, there isn't much of that border print left. There's a few panels left, but there isn't much of this border print left. But you don't have to use a border print for the middle. What you could do is like I did with the Moda Stars in the Corner for the Sewing Street pattern. You could do a pieced or even an appliqued block in the middle. Somebody's playing with it. Roll up. My love.
Sorry. Claudia says, I have the panel but haven't cut it up yet, so I'm keeping my eye on what you're creating.
Okay.
And Joanne says, found a new love of flannel fabric in the last few weeks.
Yes.
Looking forward to seeing the new quilt.
Mm-hmm. It is nice. It is really nice. And I have to admit, it's not quite ready yet. It will be launched within the next week or two. But my own baby quilt, or lap quilt / lap quilt, which Joanne very kindly tested for me, and there will be pictures of her quilt as well as my quilt when I release it to show you the other way of doing it, or the other option. But there will be more of those because I've been using it as a lap quilt, Mark has been using it as a lap quilt, and Link has definitely he's been commandeering it as well. But it's like the perfect size for just putting over your lap while you're watching telly or playing video games like we do.
Christine says, I've just seen a little girl wearing a skirt with little lights around it. Looked lovely in the dark.
Oh,
and
nice.
The little boy had lights on the arms of his jacket.
Oh, good idea.
And Joanne says it's a gorgeous cuddle quilt.
Yes, it is nice. I have lots more ideas for it doesn't have to be a baby quilt, but the way that you put it together is so nice. It uses up a lot of scraps as well as flannels. It doesn't have to be flannels. You can use regular cottons with it as well. So that's going to be my first one. My other ones will look exactly the same. I've just done a regular border, straight set border, I guess you'd call that. Now, what I want to do is I'm going to do a sashing. Oh, I guess I didn't calculate that quite correctly.
They can't see that on the camera, so it's perfect.
Well, I will have to cut it again because otherwise it won't work. So I've got a sashing of grey, and what I'm going to do, I've kind of cheated, but what I'm going to do, actually, I'm going to still do the wonky stars, but I'm going to do it differently to what I showed last week. I'm going to do it as a foundation piecing. So, let's see, how should I put that? I'm not the best at this, so bear with me. I'm going to need my batty pin cushion. Link, behave. Come on. This is the only way I can fathom if it's going to work or not. So, no.
Link.
Oh, I know how to do it. Okay. That's the way to do it.
That's the way to do it. And Sonia S is the lovely blue border fabric on your website.
It is. Oh, yes.
And Claudia says, I was afraid you were going to say FPP.
But it's not going to be too bad. So what I will do, and I will actually draw this up properly. It is going to be literally a rectangle of sashing, so probably 4.5 by the length of the block. And then just, I'll show you how I'm doing this. So then that goes to that. I will have the stars. It's going to be basically two triangles on either end.
Dawn is watching.
Oh, hi Dawn. I have your thread. I'll drop it off tomorrow morning on my way to class. I did not forget. Thank you for reminding me. Just remind me in the morning, because otherwise I'll be in Oakham before I remember that I was supposed to drop that off. There we go. Yeah, because I think this is going to actually work better, and it's not too much FPP, and you don't really have to worry too much about, oh, Link, come on, matching up too much, because you know it's not my favourite thing in the world either. So fingers crossed. Let's try this. My brain just doesn't work with this too well.
Just leave it open. Eileen is watching.
Oh, hi Eileen. There we go. Right, before I cut it, that should, it does, woohoo, fits. So now I can actually cut this. Because I'm going to have to redo it because this grey strip isn't quite long enough. I didn't do my calculations correctly. But there we go. That's one side of my...
Maybe the fabric shrunk.
Yes, there we go. That's one side of my wonky star. Now this side, will that fit on there? Oh yeah. So now I can use this on here. Now the way that I do it, I'm going to let it overlap a little bit because I'm going to trim it down to size. So I've got my piece of fabric over my shape to make sure that when it's right side up, that piece of fabric is actually going to cover where it needs to. And then on this side, I've got my line drawn. So I'm going to put a pin there, pin here, and that basically...
Claudia says it shrunk when it heard the first fireworks.
Yeah, there we go. So that is going to be my sew line. So I want to basically flip it the other way, but keep my pin points the same. So if I give it a tug, it'll make that hole a little bit bigger so I can see it. So I'm going to take it off, put it through that way, through the hole. Same here. Take it off. There we go. Now I know that when I sew that, that piece of fabric is going to be aligned properly, correctly, so that when I flip it back, it's actually going to cover the shape I need. Because that's the problem I have with FPP, is that I've got a massive bit of fabric, I sew the line, I flip it over, and invariably it's 1/8 of an inch or 1/4 of an inch off from covering the actual shape I need. That's the only way that I have worked out to do it that works for me. So that's what it looks like on this side. I'm going to sew along here. Hello, Link. There we go. Now before I cut it, I'm just going to flip that shape over to make sure that it's where it needs to be. Yep, that's all covering. So now I can cut that off. Hello, Link. There we go. That's 2 arms of my wonky star. Now I will need to trim it, obviously. but I'd rather trim it than have it not be big enough, so that's why I made it a bit bigger. Oh, no, it's not my, that isn't my square, but I'm going to pretend it is. And then I'm going to have a square there, and then 4 more pieces that look like this, so it's a wonky arm star. And that's my, there. So the stars are going to be backed by the grey, and then there'll still be a border around my, I'll have to do some more of those. I think that's going to look a lot nicer than what I was doing last week, because I think it will really showcase each panel, and then you'll have a nice funky star. And I may even do funky stars going into the border as well. Haven't decided that yet. But yeah, that's how that's going to be. There we go. So let me do this one. That goes along there. Good, good, good. Getting a thirst. Yum, yum, yum. Trying to think what else there is to talk about. What else? Whatever news is Ruby still needs her new chain on, which I put some petrol in the car today, and that has definitely motivated me to get the chain fixed on Ruby, because she is a lot easier on petrol now that it's hella expensive again.
Geraldine says thirsty work doing FPP.
It is very. A lot of brain power involved. Too much. I don't like to think about I like to do all my thinking all at once, and then just sew. I like to do all my thinking ahead of time. I don't like to think as I sew. Too taxing. But that should be doable. There's only 4 arms on each end, and they're supposed to be wonky anyway, as long as the fabric covers what it's supposed to. It'll all be good. And actually, I don't think I will even, I was thinking about doing papers, but I don't think I will, because that method of, I literally just drew my lines on the back of my piece of sashing. So basically, if I do it again on this side, I'll just draw the lines where I want my arms to be, and then I just use that as my sort of FPP pattern to do that. That way I don't have to take any papers out. It's a bonus. So I guess it's not really FPP, it's just foundation piecing, because there's no paper involved.
Diamond says, don't worry, Claudia, it isn't actually FPP, just EIP. Emma improvised piecing.
Yeah, I like that. Just winging it.
Elaine says, I think you have invented a new piecing system.
Are you calmed down, Link? Are you happy? The door's open now. Can you rest easy now? All's right with the world. Oh, and the other thing I did notice about this fabric last week, I noticed it this week when I was cutting some fabric for an order. Yeah, it was this week. Inside the little dahlias. You see inside the little dahlias? It's skulls.
Mm-hmm.
Like that. I mean, I already saw the skulls on the moss, but I didn't see the skulls inside the flowers. I like that.
Mm-hmm.
I like that. It goes past here. Here we go.
Claudia says the high price of petrol will get cars off the road because you really have to plan and combine trims.
Yeah, although a lot of us. Although, oh, that's longer.
And Elaine says, are you a secret goth?
No. But I do like I think what I liked about them secretly is that they are inside the flowers, and I do like a good poisonous plant. Oh, which reminds me, we went to pick our pumpkins. It must have been a couple of weeks ago now. And I did have to laugh because the pumpkin patch was filled with 2 different kinds of poisonous plant. With poisonous parts showing. So there were actually seeds which were very poisonous, and fruits on a plant that were very poisonous. I don't think they intended it to be quite that macabre for Halloween.
Elaine asked Deadly Nightshade.
Deadly Nightshade and Datura. And the Datura was in full seed.
Link has now decided that
He likes that pad.
Yeah.
Yeah. I've lost it, haven't I? Yes. I'm going to need it in a minute, Link.
I think he's saying, let's wrap this up.
You're a good boy.
Elaine says, I don't know what a datura looks like.
It's like a trumpet flower, like an angel's trumpet, only the flowers point up instead of down, and they're more like white and or purple. But they're very pretty. They are very pretty plants. I have grown them for the flowers. They have very big, I mean literally probably about that big, a good 4 or 5 inches tall flowers in a very pretty trumpet, like a morning glory, but much bigger, like a morning glory on steroids. And the plant itself, like the plant is quite, it's a good sort of 3 or 4 foot tall.
Maureen says, hope your cat hasn't been too frightened with the fireworks.
No, he seems to have been fine. You're fine, aren't you?
And Joanne asks, are they also called devil's trumpet?
They could be. They could be.
And Geraldine asks, whoops, it's gone. What do the deadly plants look like?
Oh. Trying to think if they're in the same sort of family. I don't know. I can't remember what datura is. So the deadly nightshade is in the tomato, potato, solanaceae family, and those ones look like they don't really look like potatoes or tomatoes because the structure is a little bit different, but they're very common. Deadly nightshade is very common in sort of scrubby ground, and they have, this time of year, they have very small, probably sort of tiny tomato size black fruits on them, black, like dark purple black fruits, shiny.
Christine says, did you tell the grower, and what did he/her say if you explained?
I was thinking about it, but they looked too nice, so I thought I probably won't point out that their pumpkin patch is filled with poisonous plants.
Maybe they already know.
They might already know. He did have sort of a, you know, a smile on his face. Like
he had a lot of animals that needed food and mulching. And Elaine says, I don't recall seeing them, but we do get deadly nightshade. Yeah.
I have to admit, I was surprised to see datura in the fields. I don't think I've seen that grown wild in the UK.
Jackie says, Link is accustomed to the fireworks he hears your sewing machine on a daily basis.
He does. He is a big one.
And Elaine says, it must be a worry for me living with an expert on poison. Emma was very, in the early days, very upfront with the fact that she knew all the poisons that were undetectable by forensic science.
Yeah. There's a mushroom that doesn't actually kill you till 2 weeks after you've eaten it.
Yeah, that's a doozy. Maureen says, I'm sure that the Edwardian ladies used to grow those devil trumpets and dip the juice into their tea as a stimulant.
Oh, yes. Well, they do say one man's intoxicant is another man's poison.
Catherine says, it sounds like an episode of Midsummer Murders, Death in the Pumpkin Patch.
I have been told that I should be I could be a character on Midsummer Murders.
Joanne asks, have we been to Anwick Poison Garden?
Well, we almost did. We were there, and we were going to go in, but I think you can only go in at certain times.
Yeah, that was it.
Yeah, and there was a very long line to get into it, and I thought, actually, reading about it, that they make it. I mean, there are some very deadly plants, but they're probably growing in most people's gardens. And they don't quite realise it.
Maureen says Anwick poison is wicked.
The next time, I think. Also, by the time we got to Anwick, where is it, Link? We saw something. It was the end of a week-long holiday through Scotland, and you were castled out anyway. Yeah,
that was the last day castle. When I came down from Northumberland. Yeah. And to be Anwick is sort of like Warwick Castle. It is very busy. It was very busy.
Yeah. But the gardens
still
were
nice though.
Yeah, the gardens were nice. We used to like Berwick, don't we? Bamborough. Yes. Of the two, I like Bamborough better.
Yeah, Bamborough's the Percy family. Joanne says, yep, Gutted Tours was very good. I recognize a plant there that we bought a couple of weeks earlier at a local plant fair. And Christine says you can open your own poison garden.
Yes. Trying to think what I've got in the garden. That I've got mostly seeds, I think. The only really poisonous one I've got is foxglove, but I think most people have that one. I did used to point them out to my mum as well when we lived in France. There's a lot of poisonous plants that grow in the wild in France. Information
and knowledge is never a bad thing.
No.
Elaine Elaine says, be afraid, be very afraid.
Well, the one thing that
Karen says, never been to Bamborough, but Barrack is lovely. Spent a lovely day there a couple of years ago. Yes, we like Barrack around tea.
Yeah, it was nice. We had a nice curry supper there.
Yeah, we did.
Yeah, so there's a lot of people, especially where we lived in Oregon, I would say, a bit alternative, who automatically assume if it's natural, it's good for you. And that is not the case. Now that was my dog and my light cadet. This discussion took a very dark turn.
Well, it is Halloween themed.
It is true. Well, yeah, kind of. I still don't think. I mean, it kind of is Halloween, but it isn't like in your face Halloween. This panel.
Diana says, I have to go around the paddocks pulling foxgloves out. I hate ragwort with a passion.
Yeah.
And Christine says, yes, but what seeds are you growing on second thought? It's best you keep that information to yourself. And Joanne says, well, you are sewing a Halloween panel with skulls.
Yeah, it is true. Yeah.
Elaine says, I love the fabric too, even with the skulls.
Yeah, I like, and I mean, I showed you the panels last week. There's some really pretty, just the nice owl.
Joanne says panel is very autumnal.
It is. And I like the pink because it isn't just strictly black and all my other bits. Yeah, these were the other bits. So the flame that goes with it, the gold, and the rose pink. Yeah, so see, I mean, it's really just a nice, there's a couple like this that have just nice flowers on them.
And Laura says to me, you don't pronounce the W in Anik. I actually do know that. I sometimes slip because...
He does. He's even said Illinois. He has been known to say Illinois before now. I mean, can you believe it, Laurie? I mean, really?
That was Lorna, but...
No, but it's Laurie.
I even needed to wash my mouth out with soap with that.
Yes. And then punnets of grapes are pundits.
I do that.
That's a recent thing.
I do that as a... Well, I'm getting old. My brain is not working.
The front door is the French door.
The front door has always been the French door. Christine says this has turned to a dark yet friendly Friday. And Claudia says, are there any locked cupboards in the house? We barely have any cupboards with doors on them.
Oh. Yeah, if you only saw our kitchen, our poor kitchen. One day it'll get sorted.
Joanne said her nan called the patio a patio. Yep.
Oh. Oh, where's all my other? There's more than this. Where's all my other panels?
Maybe they're lost in cyberspace.
Perhaps. That's the border fabric. Me look in my pile. Ah! Found them. There we go. So there's the one bird. Oh, cats! I forgot we had cats. Cats in them. That's one cat. And the owl that you liked. That was very... I like the owl. And then a medley of cats.
It's a clouder of cats.
A clouder of cats. Oh, and this is a very apt one. The toadstool. Oh yeah, mushrooms. Don't even get me... I took a mycology class. Yeah, don't even get me started on mushrooms.
Joanne says they would make a lovely cushion or bag.
Yes!
And Anne loves the owl.
And then this is another little branchlet with moths. I thought there was another.
Are they moths or butterflies?
Moths. Because their bodies are different, but also I think it's the antenna, so they've got little feelers, so they are different.
Christine says the panel would also look lovely, also to be made into cushions.
Yes, I was originally thinking of doing cushions.
And Jackie said her dad used to say grussing down, terminus, and domino. He did it for fun, but for years I had to stop and think about the correct pronunciation.
My granddad has a few funny things he used to say. One of them was when the telly didn't work right, it wasn't atmospherics, it was Atkins ferrets. And there were a few other things as well.
And then I have ploppy.
Oh yeah, you've got ploppy for, nobody understands what that means, but he feels ploppy when he doesn't feel well. My granddad, I think this is a Lincolnshire thing though. My granddad always called cheese bungy. A bit of bungy. Yeah, so that's those. So I will continue. Oh, I need to redo that, obviously. But that is what I will do. I'll continue putting borders on all of those. That will be for the edging. And then I will be doing stars. Funky, wonky stars. With my grey sashing in between my blocks.
Geraldine asks what you seem to be enjoying the wine. What is it?
It's a Rioja. I do like a Rioja. Yeah, I found it. I think we must have gotten it for Christmas at some point. But yeah.
That's good English.
What?
Gotten it.
What else? That's a thing, isn't it? Or is that just a Sandground thing?
And Diana says it's a good job on my own. I keep laughing out loud.
Yeah, I made lentils last. Oh, it's not everybody's thing, but I grew up in France, so lentils are definitely a good staple for me. So I had a craving for them last night on the way home, so I made myself some lentils. But I discovered, must have been last winter when I was making myself some. I always cook onions and carrots, braise, fry up onions and carrots, and then add red wine into it to reduce the red wine. Add the red wine to the lentils. Oh my gosh, so nice, so nice.
Geraldine says I like that wine as well.
Yeah, it's about the only, well, not the only red, but I do like a nice smooth red. I don't like a red that tastes like a brick through a plate glass window. I have to be careful though, because red is the one thing that it doesn't take much to tip me over the edge. But I've been nursing that glass of wine since probably about 5:30. Because Michael poured me, I said, give me a little bit of wine. And then he promptly filled up my glass to the brim, practically. So that has been on the go for a while. But yeah, so that's it for tonight. Next week I will promise I'll show you the flannel quilt. It's been really nice to work on, and it's one of those quilts, you'll see the pattern, but it's one of those quilts, the blocks end up relatively big. They're about 17.5 inches square, but it's the kind of quilt that once you've got it cut out, or you've decided what colours you want, you don't even have to do that all at once, but it's one of those quilts that you just work on one block at a time. So I have just been doing, literally sewing up together one block during my lunch break every day, and it's just nice because I've got a different colour for each block, different colourway for each block, so then I'm looking at a different, almost a fresh block each day, because the colours are different, and then you see how it develops. Yeah, so I'm really enjoying actually working on this flannel quilt.
Christine says she has a jumper similar to yours, but every time I wear it, I keep trying to pull the specs off.
Oh.
Terry says wine goes to the head quicker than a spirit does.
Yes.
Karen says I sound like her kind of bartender. And Christine says, is the flannel Moda fabric?
It's actually Riley Blake. It's a Riley Blake fat quarter bundle plus yardage of like a beige that goes with it. Now Jess has sent it to me, so I'm assuming that it is going to be a kit that you can buy with the fat quarters plus the yardage that you need to make it all. But what I will say, because you've got extra yardage as well as your fat quarters, you do have quite a lot of the fat quarters left over from even after you've made your quilt. So you will have, and all those fat quarters go together so well, you'll see them. I mean, I've got a picture on my Instagram of some of them that go together. But yeah, they go together so well. I think it would be really nice to make like a log cabin or just a nice scrappy quilt with all the leftovers. Or even make a scrappy backing so that it will be reversible. But yeah.
Terry, yes. Is the flannel the same as brushed cotton?
Yes. Yes. This one is very nice because sometimes brushed cotton can be a bit stretchy, a little bit open weave and stretchy. This one is absolutely not like that. It's very nice, tight weave, but very soft and lovely to work with. So yeah, so that will be next week. And then a week from that will be when I'll be on Sewing Street showing it. Oh, Link is he's tipping it. So that's it for tonight. I hope everybody had a good fireworks night and hope you enjoyed that. I will endeavour to do more of my wonky stars and sashing on this because I really want to finish this. I think it's going to look really nice. And then post more pictures on Facebook and Instagram so you can see how it develops. And once I've figured out exactly...
Carol says she's done a flannel quilt. It's really lovely, as you say, to work with.
It's really nice. It's so cozy. The lap quilt, the baby quilt that I've made is all flannel and brushed cotton. And it is so cozy. It's so nice. Anyway. So, thanks for joining us. Have a good weekend. And I will see you next week. Bye.
Good night, all.